Okay, guys, I'm here for my review of this week's WWE SmackDown Live for August the 2nd, 2016. Uh, this was a better show than last week, which I didn't think was bad, but it did have its problems, and I think it's arguably was a better show than Raw. Uh, so, we opened backstage with Shane, Daniel Bryan, and Randy Orton reviewing what Orton did on Raw of Brock Lesnar, giving him the RKO, and Orton and Daniel Bryan have increased security in case Brock Lesnar shows up. So then Shane, Daniel Bryan run into the Miz backstage, who gives a grievance about his match, Orton interrupting Miz TV last week and all that. And then Daniel Bryan says that he didn't draft Miz, he drafted the Intercontinental title. So that tells you Miz's draft status in Daniel Bryan's eyes 6 years later, doesn't it? uh, so then Bryan makes a match. Baron Corbin, Kalisto, and Apollo Crews in a triple threat number one contender match. The winner goes to SummerSlam to face The Miz. Now Daniel Bryan called Apollo Crews Apollo Creed, which last I checked, Apollo Crews doesn't look anything like Billy D. Williams. So then they run into Dean Ambrose that he's going to introduce the world to Dolph Ziggler. So Dean Ambrose comes in, introduces Dolph Ziggler, and then him and Ziggler have a very good promo segment, actually, in which Ambrose, in fact, they both act kind of heelish in a way. Ambrose says that Ziggler has always been concerned with showing off and stealing the show and what people think of him, but not necessarily winning titles. And then Ziggler says that counters by saying that Ambrose came in on top and has always stayed on top, and that Dolph came in as a member of the Spirit Squad, and then he finished that he's the guy who's going to not only steal the show at SummerSlam, he's going to go in, steal the show, and win the WWE Championship because he is that dang good to steal one from Triple H. And Dean Ambrose just said, "No, you're not," and left. And then the lights went out, and Bray Wyatt's in the ring, and he hits Dolph with his sister Abigail, and then he cuts a promo stating that Dolph stole something from him in that number one contender shot, and that he wants the match, and that he's going to go to SummerSlam if he beats Dolph. And that set up the main event of Dolph Ziggler versus Bray Wyatt with Dolph's title shot on the line. So then we get that triple threat match, a new era triple threat match of Crews, Kalisto, and Corbin, and an okay triple threat match, but most of it took place during the commercial break, but it was an okay match from what we got to see on TV. Kalisto eliminates Corbin, and then Apollo Crews wins with a roll-up. Miz was on commentary for this, slides in the ring, he beats up Apollo Crews. After Corbin took out Kalisto, Miz takes out Crews, and then Baron Corbin hits Miz with the end of days and leaves. And then Dolph Ziggler goes to Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan to demand that match of Bray Wyatt, in which they both say, you don't have to do this. And Dolph says he does anyway, and they make the match for later officially. Then we got a women's match. Becky Lynch versus Eva Marie. That doesn't happen because Eva Marie, when she's done doing her entrance, does a storyline injury. Well, I'm fine with that. Becky doesn't deserve to be losing to Eva Marie. None of the other 5 women on SmackDown deserve to be losing to Eva Marie. Now, as much as I think that it would be royally bad and set something bad up if the WWE gave Eva Marie this new women's championship, I would understand partially why they would do it, given how disliked Eva Marie is. It will clearly set up a massive pop for whoever takes it from her, which I'm going to say would end up being Becky Lynch. So I would be fine with it in that aspect. So then, we got a promo segment between AJ Styles and John Cena, in which this set up their SummerSlam match, essentially. And now, AJ doesn't even get in. Once he mentions John Cena comes out, and, AJ blames the kids, he blames the parents, because not only are the kids stupid to buy all this merchandise of Cena's and allow him to still be here, he also blames the parents because the parents are the kind of people who believe that every kid should get a participation trophy, and he only said, you only get a trophy if you win. And AJ's like, I beat John Cena, where's my trophy? So then AJ told Cena, after Cena did a good promo on his end, even if it was a bunch of pandering to the audience, which Cena doesn't need to do all the time. AJ told Cena here's what he wants. He wants a match at SummerSlam, no club, no excuses, one-on-one, and once AJ beats Cena, Cena has to come out on SmackDown Live on the 23rd of August and tell the world that AJ Styles is better than him. And if Cena doesn't, he proves AJ's point that he's nothing more than some coward or whatever. Now, it should be noted, apparently John Cena is not scheduled for that Backlash pay-per-view, so who knows, maybe AJ will win at SummerSlam. I doubt it in the long term, but maybe AJ will. American Alpha made their debut this week, taking on the Vaudevillains in a quick little 3-minute match, but American Alpha won with the Grand Ambition or whatever. I couldn't really hear the finishing move much. I know it's I think it's called the Grand the Grand Ammunition or something. Grand Ambition or something. So they win. They're clearly going to become the first SmackDown Tag Champs, whenever those titles are introduced, which I'm guessing will be at SummerSlam or most likely Backlash. So, there was also a backstage thing with Renee Young at a desk. She was interviewing Carmella, and Natalya interrupted. That set up Natalya versus Carmella for later in the show. And that match also didn't happen because Natalya attacked Carmella during her entrance, put the sharpshooter on her, and all that. So that's clearly setting up a match between Natalya and Carmella. Now, I'm going to guess that next week we have Alexa Bliss versus Naomi, because that's kind of been the theme they're going with here, in a way. And then all 6 of these women are either at SummerSlam or Backlash going to have a 6-pack challenge to determine who becomes the new Women's Champion on SmackDown, whatever that championship is. So then we had Randy Orton and Fandango. This was coming about because Fandango felt insulted about the insult that Randy Orton used to Chris Jericho on the Hollywood Battleground. Orton dominates Fandango, and then Brock Lesnar comes through the crowd. So he jumps the barricade. Brock gets in the ring as security's not going to stop Brock, would you? And he F5s Orton, and then he leaves. Now, again, this is not a technical invasion angle. This is just 2 guys, one from each show, messing with each other. They have a match with each other. This is not a full-fledged invasion angle. And WWE has to find some way to build this match because Orton and Lesnar, Lesnar's in, especially because Lesnar's not going to be here probably until SummerSlam, and I know that apparently Daniel Bryan's has been invited to Raw, probably for him and Foley to work out this whole thing of you keep Brock off SmackDown and I'll keep Orton off Raw kind of thing, I'm guessing. So, to help build this match, I have to do something. This was also made before the draft anyway, so I bet these 2 things probably were made before the draft. So the main event was Dolph Ziggler and Bray Wyatt, and right before this match, again, you had, Ziggler, Shane and Daniel Bryan were telling Ziggler he didn't have to do this and all that, and then Dolph said, oh, you don't believe me either? You don't think I can do this? Well, then screw you, and he walked off. So that led to that led to Dolph and Bray Wyatt. In a good match, Bray eventually takes the turnbuckle pad off, but Dolph uses it, hits Bray with that, and hits a super kick for the win. So I guess the super kick is now going to be Dolph's new finisher. And then Eric Rowan comes in. Him and Bray beat up on Dolph Ziggler. Dean makes the save, and then Rowan and Wyatt beat up on Ambrose and Ziggler. So I'm guessing at least to a tag match in which Ambrose and Ziggler face the Wyatts next week, and that's where I'm guessing Dolph's heel turn will take place. So yeah. This was a good SmackDown. It was better than Raw. The Cena and AJ segment were better than the Lesnar segment, promo segment-wise. And a lot of the matches were better than a lot of the Raw matches. So, SmackDown won round 2 of the post-brand split era. We'll see now how week 3 goes starting Monday night. So, that was my review of this week's SmackDown. If you liked the video, like button down there, subscribe button's down there, and thank you for watching. Bye.